Over here it is given that the three vectors A vector, B vector and C vector forms, first one it is given that an equilateral triangle. So we know that if it is an equilateral triangle, then the length of each and every side should be same. That means if it is A, this is B and this is C, the magnitude of A should be equal to magnitude of B, that should be equal to magnitude of C. So first of all, just check it whether their sides are having same length or not. So if it is A vector is 3 I cap minus 2 j cap plus k cap, so we can write the magnitude of this vector is nothing but under root of 3 square, which is 9, plus 2 square, which is 4, plus 1 square, which we can take it as 1. So this is going to be nothing but a root of 14 is a magnitude of A vector. Like that, let's see what is the magnitude of B vector. Magnitude of B vector, this B vector is I cap minus 3j cap plus 5k cap. So we can find out the magnitude of this, that is under root of x component is 1 square, plus y component is minus 3 square is nothing but 9 plus 5 square, that is 25. So we can write this is equal to root of 35. So we can say that this A vector and B vector is not having same magnitude, so it is not representing the sides of an equilateral triangle. Like that, we can just observe the C vector also. So if the C vector is having a magnitude, that is C is equal to under root of 2 square, which is 4, plus 1 square, which is 1, plus 4 minus 4 square, which is 16. So we can write this is root of 21. So these vectors are having different magnitudes, so it is not representing an equilateral triangle. Second one is an isosceles triangle. For isosceles triangle, there at least two sides should have the same magnitude. Over here, A, B and C are having different magnitudes, so this is also wrong. Third one is a right angle triangle. If any of these vectors are representing a right angle triangle, so we know that right angle triangle means angle between them should be equal to 90. And we know the concept that when two vectors are making an angle 90 degree, their dot product should be equal to 0. So we can check it out of this A vector, B vector and C vector. If you are going for dot product of these two vectors, whether we are going to get any 0 values. That means whether if you are going for A vector dot B vector, and assume that if you are getting the answer as 0, then we can say that A and B are perpendicular to each other. Let's check it. So that is 3 I cap minus 2 j cap plus k cap, dot product of this with the I cap minus 3 j cap plus 5 k cap. So if you are going to find out the dot product of this, what we are going to get is 3 and plus 6 and 1 into 5, that is plus 5. So we'll not get it as 0, we are going to get something like 14. Now if you are going for A dot C, so let's check whether A and C are perpendicular or not. So if you are going for A vector dot C vector, so that is 3 I cap minus 2 j cap plus k cap. The dot product with C, that is 2 I cap plus j cap and minus 4 k cap. So we can observe that this is 3 into 2, that is 6, minus 2 into 1, that is minus 2, and k into minus 4, that is minus 4. So we can observe that over here 6 minus 6 we are going to get as 0. So we can say that A vector and C vector are perpendicular. That means if you are taking this as A vector and this is C vector, so this is going to be our B vector. So A and B are perpendicular, so we can say that it is representing, it may represent a right angle triangle. At the same time, we should show that it is a triangle. How will come to know that it's a triangle or not? Now just by dot product we came to know that these vectors are going to make an angle that is equal to this A vector, and C vector is going to make an angle 90 degree. So this is going to be B vector. Now the concept of how we'll come to know that it's going to make a triangle or not. That means if we are going for this A vector plus B vector plus C vector in this particular direction, then we may get the answer as nothing but 0. So we don't know but in which direction these vectors are given. So there is a possibility that either this a vector, the given vector may be in this direction or in this direction. So if you are going for plus or minus a vector, means it may be towards right or it may be towards left, or plus or minus b vector or plus or minus c vector if is equal to 0, then we can say that it is going to represent a right angle or it's going to represent a triangle. So the condition is that plus or minus of a vector plus or minus of b vector plus or minus of c vector is equal to 0, because they are just saying that it is the sides. So that side may have a direction towards right or side may have a direction towards left. So if it is following this condition, then we can say that it's going to represent a triangle. So let's see if you are adding a vector plus b vector and c vector while taking positive or negative sign, whether we'll get the answer as 0 or not. So you can observe that if you are going for a vector minus b vector minus c vector, you will get the answer as nothing but 0. So let's check it. Our given vectors are nothing but these vectors. Now just try to do this mathematical operation. That is a vector, that is 3 I cap minus 2 j cap and plus k cap, minus b vector, so that means minus of I cap minus j cap plus 5 k cap, minus c vector, that is minus of 2 I cap plus j cap minus 4 k cap. So if you are going for this mathematical operation, what we will get is 3 I cap minus 2 j cap plus k cap minus I cap plus 3 j cap and minus 5 k cap minus 2 I cap minus j cap plus 4 k cap. This 3 I cap and this minus I cap and this minus 2 I cap. So this is going to be 0. So 0 I cap, and if you're observing j component minus 2 and plus 3, that is minus 1, and this plus 1 and this plus 1 and this minus 1, it's going to be 0. So we can write 0 j cap, and if you're observing the k component, that is plus k, and minus 5, that is plus 4 minus 4 minus 4 and plus 4, we are going to get it as 0. So the resultant, we are going to get it as nothing but 0. That means these vectors are representing the different sides of a triangle. And as we are getting that dot product is equal to 0, so it's also representing that it's a right angled triangle.